up.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown, Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's see. Desktop audio working. Yeti mic working. Nate's camera
Bueller
will be working at some point.
We'll get there eventually.
At some point. But hey, what up? It's Two Fat Guys Pull List, episode 71. We're here. We're here.
Well, close that.
We're here. That's all that matters. We're here.
I promise you I'm not a recording.
Yeah, no, there's no way we could coordinate that. Anyway, let's do some business.
There's no way we could coordinate that.
Shut up. Anyway, let's start the show with some business real quick. We got to talk about some Brainy Comics. We got to talk about subscriber giveaways. We got to do all that biz. So anyway, as we always do, we talk about our partnership with our comic book shop, Collected Comics and Games, with brainycomics.com. That is where you can go and buy some kick-ass exclusive comics. But what you can do is, if you want to, kind of do a little bit of gambling, I guess you could say, is you could pull up brainycomics.com. Look up Two Fat Guys Pull List.
You win every time.
You win every time. You're right. Pull up brainycomics.com and look up the Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade or premium upgrade. One for $8, one for $15. If you do the $8 one, you get one mystery exclusive comic with whatever you buy that day. So if you in your cart, you'll get that if you put that in your cart. If you do the premium for $15, you get two exclusive mystery comics. Now, you're probably saying, Jim, what do some of the comic covers look like? Well, I can show you. If you come on over here.
What do some of the comic covers look like?
We got some right here. We got some pretty ones right here. We got a She-Hulk one. We got a Batgirls one. We got a Venom one. And we got a ton of others. But those are some of the ones that you could order and potentially get if you do the random mystery Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade or premium upgrade. So go ahead, go to brainycomics.com, go check out the upgrades, go check out some comics, buy some comics, then put those upgrades on in your cart, and you'll get a mystery cover or two, depending on which upgrade you pick. So there's that. And also, we always talk about our subscriber milestone giveaways. When we hit 550, we're giving away this. It's Batman Adventures 8.5 CGC graded. And then, of course, when we hit 1,000, we're giving away this bad boy. A 9.8 CBCS graded Amazing Spider-Man number 4. First appearance of Silk. You know you want it, but we got to hit that 1,000 subscribers. We can do it, guys. I know we can. We're trudging along. We will get there. And there are also milestone giveaways every 150. So 550, 650, 750, 850. A bunch of different slabs. But first we got to get to 550 to give away that Batman. So if you're watching right now on live and you're not subscribed to the show, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. If you're watching this as a past episode and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Give us a like. And you know what? Also, comment if this is live and you're watching this live, comment in chat. What did you read this week? What was your pick of the week? And if you're watching this as a past episode, down in the comments, let us know what you read this week. What was your pick of the week? Let us know what you're looking forward to in the coming weeks, because we want to know. We want to know about our awesome community that is the Two Fat Guys Pull List community. So that is going to do it for our news, business, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. Hope everybody had a great holiday, a great Christmas, or whatever else that you may celebrate or may not celebrate, but I hope you had a great break. On to the new year, as we say. We got one more week of 2021, and then it's off to 2022. Interesting. Very interesting year for comics. We'll see where we go. We've got Destiny of X starting. We've got some Batman going. We got a lot going on in 2022. So we'll keep our ears to the ground and see what happens. Anyway, Nate, how are we doing on the camera?
Don't worry about it.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Okay. Oh, it's because you're eating. Okay. Well, let's kick out the show like we always do with our X-Men books. Trail of Magneto, issue number 5, the last issue in Williams' run.
Good
God. I think Marvel did what you thought they were gonna do, which was essentially redeem Wanda, so that they could make it easier to redeem anybody else within mutant history that may have a really shitty history with the mutant nation. And I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I like that Wanda is back in good graces, I guess. The thing that got me confused was the Toad thing. So was that really Toad? Or did they? I may have missed it and might have flown right over my head. But did Toad really try to kill her? Was he manipulated to trying to kill her, or did they just pin it on Toad?
I think it was left purposefully obscure. Like, I don't think we were supposed to know exactly.
Okay.
So I would say that if I had to take a guess, this is probably something that we're going to see the culmination of in the Sabretooth book. Maybe this was an attempt by Mystique to help foam insurrection, and she's getting some of the old group back together, so to speak, down below.
Okay.
And getting them maybe riled up for when she gets them out or something.
I don't know. That was the only part of this book that I was like, wait. Like, it popped up, and I was like, okay, so are they going to explain that? And they never explained it. Like, they never explained Toad. Like, they explained the whole thing, how Wanda manipulated this whole entire situation so that she could get basically every mutant that has ever existed that was never, like, that was pre, well, how would you say it? It wasn't pre-Cerebro, but before there was a backup, I guess, of that mutant.
Right.
So that they were able to be resurrected, and we get Thunderbird back, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, that's, it's redeeming Wanda, getting more mutants to be able to be playable in the playbook within Destiny of X. Whether that could be a good thing or a bad thing, we don't know.
Right.
And then that's about it. That's what this was about. And there was really there was a trial, but it wasn't the trial of Magneto. Like, we didn't get a trial.
Like, it was a very bad name for the book.
Right. So, I don't know. I give it a C in general as a series. I think it could have stayed at X Factor. We could have gotten those books, and Marvel, tried to hype it up as an event, and it really was not that at all. It just
made no sense to do it that way.
No, and it didn't line up with like what we're currently reading with Inferno. Like, we knew that Magneto was going to be fine. Yep. It's just, I don't know, poor timing for sure. But that's my take on Trial. I don't know what you think, or if you have any other
how I feel.
Observations.
No, not really. I think overall it was just I don't know if it was a timing flub or an editorial perspective, or if they're trying to make do with the pandemic still. I mean, now that we're post Hickman, I don't want to hear pandemic ever mentioned again for the reason why X stories are messed up. We're 100% past that now, but
yeah,
I don't know. We'll just I will give the X editing team its final pass with Trial.
Okay, well, there's a definite other book in here that you're just going to have to let it fail, but we'll get to that at some point. Let's jump into Al Ewing's last issue of Sword, number 11. It's looking like Ewing is going to be writing X-Men Red.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
It confirmed it on Twitter.
It looks like we're moving potentially with Rocco. So Stefan, congratulations. You won nothing, but you predicted it and you did it. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy. You're the one that brought it to light to us, which I think is great.
Prize.
Yeah, no prize. Only recognition on here on our little video podcast here. Overall, obviously the big mystery is what is Brand's endgame? Which looks like she doesn't give a fuck about the mutants whatsoever, and she's actually actively working on the downfall of Krakoa. Will she succeed? Don't know. She seems pretty, well attuned to success, so she may pull it off. So we get a lot of insight of that. We get a lot of insight into Brand and how cutthroat she is, which I thought was great. And I'm just really excited that Ewing is still writing a cosmic X-Men book.
Right. Well, hopefully it stays cosmic in nature.
Yeah, only time will tell.
I think it'll be pretty hard to have a book on Mars and not be cosmic, but still.
You never know. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But overall, I thought it was great. I think we get a little bit of an upgrade/downgrade for Cable. His arm his techno virus kind of gets unleashed a little bit, which I thought was kind of cool.
I love that he started talking like Warlock.
Yeah, right.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And hopefully we get a little bit of that. Obviously we're not getting Cable on X-Force. He's probably going to be an X-Men Red. Still like that. But overall, I thought it was a solid book. I think Sword was probably top 3 X books in 2021. And I'd say top 3. Now, I'd say top 5 in the all, Hickman era X-Men books.
Sure. Yeah,
for sure. Totally agree. But other than that, it was just kind of rounding it up and getting us ready for April. So, we're not going to have some X books for a while. But I'm happy that Ewing's still on it. I'm excited to see where it goes. Overall, it was good. I just I don't know. I don't know what else I was expecting. I think the Brand thing turned me off a little bit, and I think it's because she's like actively,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I am not interested in this storyline at all.
No,
if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of not a letdown, but a bummer. And like, I also think it's like, hey, get ready. Everything that we've established is going to go away in 2022. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like we're trying to break up the band in 2022. Like, we're going to get a high, and then like probably midsummer where it's just going to be downhill.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that. Right now, I don't feel good about it, but we'll have to wait and see. Seven said, did Peepers appear in the issue? I haven't read it yet. Peepers. Did he? No.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
I don't think he did.
If he did, it was like a very quick little thing. But
yeah.
I don't.
Overall, it was a decent conclusion, and I would give Sword an A, almost an A+. Because it was just a fun run. It was a definitely fun little book.
By the way, a kind of non sequitur, but a preview for an upcoming video of ours. March solicitations. Last week I predicted that they were going to do a mini omnibus / oversized hardcover for Hellions, and they announced that in the March solicitations.
I didn't even see that.
Oversized hardcover, 1 through 18 issues.
That's a definite pickup. You definitely need to pick that up.
One big hardcover. So.
Yeah, that's a good one. Even the Ten of Swords tie-ins were phenomenal in that book.
And they totally follow. You can read them without having to know what's going on in the event.
For sure. All right, let's talk about our last X book for the night, and that is Wolverine, issue number 19. This essentially is the nail in the coffin for me for Wolverine after Lives and Deaths, unless Lives and Deaths just totally blow me away. I did not like this issue one bit because it just didn't. I don't know. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. It bothered me.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel. It felt like an issue number 1. You know what I mean? Like it just. I mean, I know that it had a connectivity in the sense that he saw that big ass eyeball like 5 or 6 issues ago,
right,
in the ocean. But other than that, I'm just kind of like, why did we didn't need to read. Like, we had no reason to read this. Like it was.
It's because he needed to write one more issue to fill the gap, and so he just wrote this one-off thing. Now,
gross.
I agree. It didn't need to happen. And Patty, I agree. This cover is nice, but the book itself just seems kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Didn't really resolve any big questions that we had, and I don't know. Didn't really drive any plot forward for me. But whatever. I don't know. I this book is for sure, unless Lives and Deaths is just absolutely immaculate. it's I don't think I'll be picking it back up in April when it starts again.
And I think Lives and Deaths has some promise. Like, I've seen some of the covers, and like it looks like we're getting a Phalanx Wolverine. You know,
like one of the storylines is going to be the future that we see in House and Powers, where the Phalanx control everything or do everything, and everybody becomes like hybridized and stuff.
That sounds awesome. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hope, that's great. And, I'm, excuse me, hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That being said, like, if that's the case, then, Lives and Deaths has a good chance of resurrecting my passion to pick up Wolverine. But as of right now, it's dead as a doornail. Like, I'm not happy with it. And again, we try not to be negative, but it's frustrating. Like, I had Hickman set the standard, right?
Yeah.
And then we I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of fluff. And I know that people that are more seasoned in comics probably know, like, y'all are just kind of hashing out old shit. But I just want to hold it to a higher standard. I think that Hickman had a great idea, and then whether it was editorial or Marvel itself, just kind of like, we just got to get through this. We just got to push through. Well, why do you have, what's stopping you from pushing through the original story? You know what I mean? Like, what happened that you couldn't do that, and you had to fluff your way through 19 issues of Wolverine? You know what I mean? Like,
well, and when you have a book like Wolverine, when you got a character like Wolverine who's so goddamn oversaturated, like, I think he's appeared in, someone was doing a statistic on it, but I think he's appeared in something like 29 different Marvel books this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you include everything like, the Marvel Tales and the Runaways and...
Right. Captain Marvel, he was in there.
Captain Marvel and the Dark Ages, and, if you include alternate versions of him, like 32 different books. And so it's like, if you're going to have a book dedicated to him, there needs to be a reason. He's everywhere else, so if he's going to get his own damn book too, like... I feel like it needs to be really vital.
Yeah, he's
definitely don't give him a book because he's going to be around. He doesn't need his own book to for people to notice him.
Right, he's definitely oversaturated within the universe, and maybe that's on purpose. Like, hey, Wolverine's coming to the MCU. We got to put him in every comic book so people see him. I don't know, but I don't know. This just wasn't for me, and I don't want to be upset about it. I'm looking forward to Lives and Deaths, but I'm putting a lot of weight on it, and that might be a mistake. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. All right, let's jump into Avengers with Jason Aaron. We've got the Death Hunters Part 1. I really dig what Jason Aaron is doing here. This feels like the Avengers that we started, 1 through 25, right? Like, it felt epic. It felt like this is what the Avengers should be doing. It's not necessarily to the point where I don't know, when you bring in the multiverse and you have alternate versions of villains and you have all these deathlocks, I don't know, I dig it. I think it's really cool, and I think that's an Avenger level threat and event that I can kind of like get behind, rather than like, oh no, Khonshu's gone rogue, or Moon Knight's gone rogue, or all the other ones that were just kind of like, wait, what? This felt like a Jason Aaron's Avengers book, in my opinion.
Yes, but not only that, it just very much felt like a Jason Aaron book. You can tell that, but I mean, and I'm sure it was obvious, but last week I said it looks like this is going to be the culmination of Jason Aaron's entire Marvel career, and it really seems like that's what this is going to be. I mean, he's pulling out every last little thing that he's ever done in Marvel, including the backup stories that he's done for the Marvel or the Avengers BC team.
Right.
We're still seeing them being used in a pretty intense, intricate way.
For sure, and I think the biggest thing that I liked about this issue was the Dark Phoenix having different berserkers from different timelines. Yeah. We had a Wolverine berserker, and then at the end, it's revealed that we have a Thor berserker. It's fucking crazy, but I hope that my only hope is for this is like, okay, this is nuts, this is crazy, this is awesome. Let's keep the pacing. That's the only thing I'm saying is that the pacing needs to stay fluid, if that makes sense. Like Fist of Khonshu ended in 4 issues, I think, 4 or 5 issues. And like, I get that that's usually like an arc, but I think with this, because it's so grandiose and we're bringing in another Avengers comic that he's writing just to kind of like tell this entire story, I want it to be, you know, it's almost like a mini event, but I hope I want it to be like Iron Man currently, right? Like, we're in 19 issues in and we're still dealing with Korvac, right? Like, I feel like you could do that with this, like the way you're setting it up with Avenger Prime and the God's Gate and like that whole thing, and then this whole league of Deathlocks. Like, I'm digging it, and I hope it lasts longer than 4 or 5 issues. I hope it pushes in, you know, to 7 or 8 or even maybe 9. I don't know. I think that'd be great.
I'm also interested in how, I mean, this is kind of off topic, but I'm interested on how Donnie feels about how much Jason Aaron is stepping into Asgard again.
Right.
It's like, dude, you just had a 10-year hold on Thor. Like, let me write my book. Get out of here. Like, quit having all of your stuff theme around being in Asgard and dealing with very specific Thor emotions.
That being said, though, I would love to see Aaron and Donnie like co-write a book. Wouldn't that be dope? Like, I mean, I feel like the multiverse outside of Hickman, I think, demands like 2 massive Marvel writers to write like a big epic event, because the last time we got that, it was very meh with Dan Slott and Al Ewing with Empire, right? Like, we were like, oh my god, it's gonna be crazy, and then it was just like, hey, the Watcher's back, you know.
Right.
But I feel like a Donny Cates, Jason Aaron epic Marvel event would be fucking cool, and we might see that, you know, like Donnie has teased the Thanos with Thor's hammer and the Infinity Stones glued to it with a black gauntlet. Like, you never know, man. Like, we could in 2022, we could see it.
We already saw what dumb crossover we're getting from Donnie next year. So,
which is what I forget.
The Hulk and Thor.
Oh, is that happening?
Yeah.
It might not be dumb.
Did you not
it might
see
be
that?
Cool. I didn't see that. Was that in the?
So I think Donnie announced it on his Instagram. I am just so goddamn over Hulk versus Thor. That's just I hate that shit.
What was it? Hold on. There was something that you said that, and then you ended up loving it, and I think it had something to do with Donnie. There was something you were like, I'm over that, and then you ended up loving it. I don't remember it. 2021's been a long year, but there was something like that where you were like, fuck that shit, and then you were like, god damn it, I like it.
I don't believe it.
Well, let's jump into the other Jason Aaron book, and that's Avengers Forever issue 1. So we're dealing with basically all the heroes that this multiverse of doom league has left behind, and we're establishing it seems to me like some new characters as well, like new versions of characters, as well as other, like you're saying, like all of the characters that Jason Aaron has been playing with in the little multiverse play box or toy box. And so we get that here, and, you know, we get an alternate version of Thor's hammer, but it's Odin's hammer, and it's the hammer of vengeance rather than, you know, a worthy, you know, kind of a darker version, right? And then we also get Ghost Rider kind of taking the helm. What up, dude? Taking the helm of like leading the charge in this alternate universe, fighting what is it, Black Skull or Dark Skull or something like that, the symbiote Red Skull. Yeah. Again, I'm digging it. I know some people, you know, I know Rob was kind of like, this ain't my bag of tea. But I think it's fun. I'm excited to see where it goes, and to get a companion book that doesn't feel like a complete copy of the other Avenger book. Like, it's like, okay, we're here, and then there's this going on right next to it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm probably borderline between like, all right, how many goofy like Tony Stark versions do I really care about? Like, I don't need like, oh, wait, which Tony Stark was that? Though that's the Ant-Man version from 818. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I do like that he is already bringing back some of his other characters that he played with, like Heroes Reborn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do think that is pretty cool instead of just trying to, again, rehash more. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think this idea of a wasteland that's just, being run by war machines is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. In order for a book like this to work, I think you have to kind of keep that going, that novelty going, for at least probably 8 to 10 issues before you can. Because I don't give a shit about these characters. I barely care about regular Tony Stark. I definitely am not going to care about Ant-Man 818 Tony Stark, who's still an alcoholic. Well, whatever. And so you really got to keep a hold of us with the novelty for a little bit. And I don't know, maybe this book isn't for me because obviously when you see this big reveal of the Avengers team, somebody's looking at this and going, "Oh my God, Vision, and he's just got a spine. I want to know how that happened. The Thing is floating and it looks like he has magic. I want to know what's going on there." And I look at that and go, "I just don't fucking care."
Oh shit.
And so maybe this book isn't for me.
Yeah.
But I'll be. I said I would give it an entire arc, and I enjoyed this enough. Honestly, when the granddaughters showed up at the very end, that's when I was like, yeah.
Well, dude, that panel opened and it was Sword. I'm literally Sword is playing in my brain right now when they showed up, just traveling the multiverse. Or what did they call it? They didn't call it the multiverse. They called it the Megaverse or something like that.
Shit. If you hadn't asked, I would have been able to say it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, it's more grandiose than the multiverse. It's a layered multiverse.
Called the Superflow.
The Superflow, dude. That's dope. Either way, I'm psyched about it.
Was the first one to use Superflow.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun issue. I'm excited for it. We getting into March. We actually don't have a lot going on outside of lives and deaths, and some other things. It's mainly. Marvel's kind of sparse, starting in January, getting into March, and then after March we kind of get back into the flow, hopefully. So this will be one that I'm definitely looking forward to. I enjoyed it. I'll give it an A.
Nice.
All right, Black Panther issue number 2. I kind of don't remember what happened in this one. I remember he canceled the program, he pulled everybody, right?
Yeah, this was a pretty forgettable issue, I will have to say.
Yeah.
He canceled the program. He went to a couple of different areas and said, "Hey, we're pulling the plug," and then everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck? You told me to come here and build my life around this shit." So that's what I did, and now we gotta leave. And he's like, "Yep, come on." And then one lady's like, "Nope, not doing it. My whole family lives here." And then she gets attacked, and is able to escape because Black Panther's stuck around.
Right.
And,
yep. And then he gets attacked by the group before leaving for somewhere.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. I'm just ready for Storm to show up, to be honest with you. It's not that it was a bad issue. It was just
he does cut the dude's hand off. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just issue 1 2.0. You know what I mean? It didn't really, I don't know. I felt like issue 1 was better than issue 2. This definitely had an issue 2 slump. So I'm ready for, the cover's probably the best thing about this issue. Because it just didn't feel like we moved the plot any further. It was hey, get rid of the team. Make sure they're safe. No one else can get assassinated.
Which is where we were at in the end of the first issue. We didn't get any further movement on who these bad guys are. We didn't really get any more oh, they're deadly. They don't mind dying. It's okay, yeah, I got that from the first one.
Right.
And it's just okay, what are we doing here?
Where are we going?
So hopefully our Storm issue will be much better.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. All right, let's talk about some Iron Man. I'm assuming you didn't read this.
I didn't get to this.
Oh, okay. So you definitely, after the show, if you have time, read it.
Oh, I will for sure.
It is basically told from the perspective of an alien that gets his entire planet destroyed while Korvac and Giant Cosmic Iron Man are fighting.
Oh, shit.
And he's the last of his race, and he's writing down this entire fight. And the fight ends with Korvac being captured by multiple cosmic gods. So the dude with the 3 heads and the blanket over his face.
Bloody Tribunal.
Yep. The Watcher, I mean, a ton of them.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude, you missed out.
Oh no, this would have totally been my pick of the week.
It totally would have. I was reading, I was like, this is Nate's pick of the week. The hook at the end is the most devastating. So this guy is writing down this entire thing. He's been wounded. He writes down the last bit of what happens, and he dies. So he's the last person of his race, ends up dying, telling how his world was destroyed between two massive cosmic gods. It was a good. Guy? It was like a hybrid scroll. I don't know who he. I think it was like an alternate version, because also they mentioned Cantwell's Dr. Doom run, where at the end of that he ends up destroying. He ends up destroying his universe, like out of like fuck it, you know. Yeah. This was a good issue. It was a really good issue. It's border like, if there wasn't another book that took my pick of the week, this would be my pick of the week.
Let's look at this shit.
Yeah, dude, it's a phenomenal issue. It's just really good. I without knowing, Cantwell has shown us what it's like to have a consistent story up to 19 issues. Is that where it's going to end? Mm-hmm. But then he's going into another one. Like, he's already got it set up for the next one. Yeah. He's killing it, man. This is a great run. And then again, you've got these Alex Ross covers that are just so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to read it. You definitely missed out. Like, this is my Marvel pick of the week for sure. Nice. Who's writing Iron Man? Cantwell. What's his first name?
Christopher Cantwell.
Christopher Cantwell. Yep. Definitely check it out. All right. After that, we've got Kang the Conqueror issue number 5. This is the last issue. I know you didn't read this either. This was good, but it did confirm like the loop, right? Like, we knew where this was going to end. And it,
beginning.
Right. It just, he ends up going, what he does is, because at the end of it, at the end of issue 4, he basically takes Ravana's DNA and like disperses it through time, right? So that he can try to save her multiple times, so that he can at least get one. And every time it goes wrong, like she either dies before he gets there, or she ends up taking another side and going against him. Mm-hmm. And the very last one, like, basically confirms that like she's known all along that she's pissed at him for not letting her be free, and that she'll never join him. And so this is where the whole like never love comes from. The thing that changes the loop, I think, is he ends up going back in time to when his younger version of self was being trained by Kang, but he got there 5 minutes earlier before that Kang to train him. But he knew he was going to be betrayed. So when they're in the prehistoric time, he sets up, if I may have read this wrong, and you need to read it so you can tell me if I did this right or not. But what it looked like is he set up two Kang time suits, with one that was defective. And he had his younger self get that time suit. And then he put on the one that worked. And so this giant meteor is coming in to crash to kill the dinosaurs, and he lets that younger version of Kang die so that he can become more than just what's the name of the Nathaniel Richards. That's his whole goal, is like to become greater than Nathaniel Richards and almost be greater than Kang as well. So that's how it ends, is he basically realizes that the older Kang was right. He needed to stop it, but he killed the younger version of Nathaniel Richards to move into time. Here comes Timeless. That's it. It didn't disappoint me. I just didn't know where we were going to go, and I figured it was going to be the loop. So it's like a little bit of a fun twist on the loop. But overall, I enjoyed it. I think it was a fun run to get us to kind of reintroduce or introduce Kang to people that have never read about Kang or don't have a very good concept of Kang. And then it literally moves us right into Timeless, which I saw Marvel post a teaser for it on Twitter. And I know they got a new artist on it, and it looks really good. Like, really good. And I think we get it this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, do we?
It's either this week or next week. Maybe it's next week.
Boy. Oh, boy.
So anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and then this cover is phenomenal. So yeah, I think you should read it just to kind of get caught up, because I think there will be some lingering. Next week?
Yeah, next week.
So yeah, I think there might be some lingering storylines that'll catch into Timeless and Reckoning War and the whole fucking shebang. Mm-hmm. So that's King. All right, Moon Knight issue number 6. This thing's still rocking, man. It's still going. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I would say that this issue maybe. I feel like with each issue we've kind of been slowly gaining a few miles per hour or something. Mm-hmm. And I would say in this one we just coasted a little bit. It wasn't bad by any means, but it just was like, okay, oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
Well, where else are we going? I'm interested in this like pseudo team up between him and the other self-appointed hand.
Right. Well, and also we got this Khonshu, like kind of like the spirit of Khonshu kind of being like, hey, don't forget about me. You know, like I'm not really that great, you know.
I will say that as much as I have lauded the art in this series, and I continue to do so, boy, is that an ugly Mark Spector. That's
yeah, I agree.
Totally, like I looked at it and was like, that doesn't look anything like what I'm seeing on these pages. It almost seriously seems like he got someone else to just do Mark's face, which I thought was weird. Well, that's kind of a silly critique, but it just really jarring to me.
No, I agree with you. I like the other, you know, the right hand and left hand of Khonshu, which is pretty dope. I'm interested to see where he goes. I mean, obviously we're gonna get him when Moon Knight has his little run in Devil's Reign, so he'll be kind of taking over, which I'm excited for. I kind of like his suit better. I think it's more obviously it's more flashy, and I just think it looks cooler. But overall, again, this is still doing a great job. You know, this was a bit of a filler issue. There wasn't like a massive. I mean, there were good panels, you know, but there wasn't one that I was like, whoa, you know, like big, grandiose ones. But I did like how he kind of just came in like a boss afterwards and kind of sat back in his office that's been completely destroyed and be like, I run these streets. Let's go. You know, like it's time to play.
Yeah,
so
it looks like we're going to be tying in the Devil's Reign stuff into the middle of this arc.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this was just a really strange 2-part arc.
Right.
Because on the next cover we've got looks like the Villains for Hire team.
Okay, and you're totally committing to all the Devil Reign tie-ins.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
All right, cool. Yeah, I did the Doc Ock one, so we'll see.
What was that? Supreme 4?
Yeah, Supreme 4. I'm doing the X-Men and the Elektra one. So
I'm still disappointed they canceled the Luke Cage one.
Did they? I didn't know that.
One that's been advertised, it's canceled.
That sucks. Well, all right. Well, great. All right, let's talk about our one DC book, and that is Nightwing issue 87, the continuous issue, the one that you dog shit on in New Comic Book Day. Yes, you were like, I don't know, I'm kind of tired of this. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not.
Wait, what?
You did say that. Yes, you... Oh, my gosh.
On Nightwing?
Yes! No. When I said it was the continuous... I said it was the continuous pain. I was like, I don't know.
What did I say? No, what did I say? I said, I hope it's not too gimmicky.
You dog.
I didn't shit. No.
Yeah,
no,
you were like,
no.
Tom Taylor's the worst. Should I push the button?
Yeah, push the damn button.
That's Dick's Pick of the Week.
What you were talking about?
You were not. You were like.
I said I hope it's not gimmicky, and it wasn't gimmicky at all.
Maybe it was because we shot the video late and you were tired, but you did not seem at all enthusiastic about Nightwing when we shot about it.
That was my favorite. Yeah, I mean, so if you don't know about this issue, this is the issue that is essentially one continuous frame, one continuous panel. You know, each page, if you were to like lay them all down, would just be all that stuff. And yeah, it's better. It's definitely better than a gimmick. I was afraid that it just wasn't going to flow, and it was going to be hard for me to see where the action's going, and that it was really there wasn't going to be a story that mattered, and I was wrong about all of it. So basically, we see that there is a hit out on not Nightwing but Dick Grayson, because you know he's wanting to help clean up Bloodhaven, and we don't want Bloodhaven. to be cleaned up. So,
Nope.
I will say interesting that Tom Taylor is still specifically playing with Batgirl in her suit. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm okay with it.
Really?
I think so. I think I'm okay with it.
Why? Well, but why would you not be okay with it?
Well, because I prefer her as Oracle.
Okay.
When I think of Babs, for me personally, I just think of her as Oracle. I love that character. A character who's like experienced, has been out and done the fight before, but is now the eyes behind the operation that sees everything, keeps everyone connected. I really like that.
Okay.
I was hoping that what it would be is that her chance to come out of the shell and put the suit on would be in the Batgirl's book, and we were going to keep her as Oracle in all the other books. And so
I think it's gonna be flipped.
We'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, it's obvious from just telling you that it's a single sequence that just continues to go, is that it's a really, really, really good art. I love all the Easter eggs that were sort of thrown in. There wasn't a ton of them, but if you just kind of look around, you'll see some Easter eggs. What was the one that I really liked? Oh, I don't know if you caught this. Did you catch the BLM? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I did. And did you catch the Scooby-Doo van?
No.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo's van is
Oh, yeah. There it is, right at the bottom.
Yep. So, I mean, that's not as important as BLM, but they're in there.
No. I was just saying, I liked the Easter eggs that were all throughout it.
What I'll say about this issue is I was afraid that it would be hard to follow, and it did quite the opposite, which I really liked. I thought the writing was on point, and I thought it was a good issue. It just wasn't. Again, there's one book for me that's here that I'm like, nope, I can't walk away from that. But again, this is our only DC book. But if there had been other DC books, then this would have been my DC pick of the week for sure. Because there's some that I'm just not about. So yeah, no, I thought it was good too. But that is Nate's pick of the week.
That's Nate's pick of the week.
All right, really quick, let's get into some chat really quick. So Masked Panther says, hello, two Husky guys. Did you guys hear that Chip and Chichetto will be working on a Doctor Strange book next year? I did not hear that. I need to look that up. Stefan says this is better than a gimmick. And Patty says I got one to make into a poster. That's
so cool.
That's dope.
Perfect.
And then obviously that's creative combo would be fucking awesome, Stefan. So we'll have to look that up. But yeah, that sounds dope. All right, let's jump into our independents with House of Slaughter issue number 3. How'd we do? How'd we go?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're still doing the jumping back and forth between, I think it's like a 15-year period. So between when Jace and Aaron are kids, in the house, the Order of St. George, it is 15 years. And between Aaron finding Jace out in the woods with his monster out in the open.
With his monster.
With his monster out. Anyway, so part of the story that is set in the 15 years ago just basically shows how behind Aaron is from all the other students. He's always behind. We actually don't even see Erica at all in this. Not even, she is mentioned once, but we don't even see her in panel at all. They are about to do their big trials. They push them back so that Aaron has some more time, but we're basically seeing Aaron and Jace growing closer through pushing boundaries. They at one point leave the part of the city that they're supposed to be their boundary, and Jace shows Aaron this big giant skyscraper that was in the middle of being built that was never finished, and they go up there and they can see the whole city. And then they share their first kiss up there. And then that is juxtaposed with them fighting a monster that was near his campsite, and there's like a slightly tongue-in-cheek exchange between them, because they basically say, let's fight this like white masks instead of black masks, because Jace is a white mask, they fight with the team, Whereas Aaron is just a Black Mask who fights solo. And so they basically tag team killing this monster, and they save the little girl, but her whole family gets hacked to pieces in front of her. So they probably just accidentally got a new member for the Order of St. George. At one point, the girl's just holding an arm because her mom got cut. Her arm got cut off while she was holding it, and she got a claw through the brains.
Okay.
The little girl never noticed and just kept holding on to the arm.
Okay.
And it's like, hey, will you put down that? Yeah, and then Aaron's like, yeah, don't forget that I'm here to kill you. And then the kiss of them being young is juxtaposed by them kissing now. So obviously that is not going to happen, and we're going to have a little bit more of a complicated situation on how Aaron is going to handle his orders that he was given from the house.
Gotcha.
So we get a little bit of classic monster fighting from Something That's Killing the Children, but we are continuing to lack the overall eerie horror aspect of Something That's Killing the Children.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily bad. That's just
kind of missing.
Different. It's just this is a different genre, same world, different genre.
Gotcha. All right. Well, cool. All right, let's jump into our one image book of the week, and that is Radiant Black, issue number 11 from Kyle Higgins. I'll be honest, I was not entirely impressed with this issue until the very last page.
Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I was curious how you were going to feel about
it. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just was like, okay, I see. It just felt like we were, something massive and epic happened two issues ago, and in another issue prior, and then we get to this, and it's like, hey, time jump, which is fine. Nathan is still alive. He's learning how to walk. It's been 6 weeks since the previous issue, but it's felt like only one day for our main character, or our new main character. And then we get some alien technology that's, there's more technology raining from the skies that's not just a radiant technology, right? That people are using for their own purposes. And so our group is now kind of crime fighting and or investigating that, which is great. But I think the hook for me in this is when everything seems to be fine and Nathan's finally kind of getting back to normal. The robot that's inside the Radiant Black chest or whatever basically pops into his consciousness and is like, what's up, Nathan? And he's like, oh, shit. Yep. So to me, that was the most, just the biggest thing for me that was like, all right, yeah, let's go. I'm ready to go. Because if that hadn't happened, it would have been like, oh, this feels like just like a typical crime fighting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers kind of story.
Right.
Like we didn't get a lot of cosmic in this issue.
Nope, not at all.
So.
Yeah. So the one thing I did like about this book is I like how they continue to make all of the characters, especially the super powered ones, just very human-like.
Right.
So it turns out like our little baddie that we were introduced in the last issue, it turns out she's not, again, just like the Red Radiant, she's not a bad person.
No.
She's a music teacher who is like sick, and regular medicine isn't helping her, but this suit is helping her, and she accidentally makes a couple of mistakes that makes them think that she's a bad guy.
Right.
And so I really like that aspect of just we're all just people here, and sometimes we make a mistake, and I don't know. I like that commentary.
Yeah.
I really did dislike the time jump, and then the Marshall being punished thing. Like, oh well, now everyone hates Marshall, and he lost his job, and the parents hate him now. And I really hate that, because one of the issues that I think they did a really good job on was like showing you how painstakingly loyal Marshall was to Nathan, and now that's all undone. It feels weird. It feels dumb. I don't understand the plot, how it's driving anything except causing me as a reader irritation. So, yeah. We'll have to wait and see where we're going with this, too, because our next issue is another backstory one-shot with Pink Radiant.
Pink Radiant. Yeah, I didn't really... I don't know. The Twitch thing kind of... it was a little kind of like.
That's the whole next issue. It's literally dedicated to her. So it is even being co-written by some Twitch girl.
Oh God.
Apparently popular on Twitch.
All right, let's just move on. All right, I had praise for this book. Now I'm just getting mad. All right, our last book of the night is Chicken Devil, issue number 3, and this is my pick of the week.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
You didn't read this. You need to go read it. You need to go read it.
No.
Shit goes down in this issue. Our main character finally takes control of his fate. He don't give a fuck. We get a murdering Chicken Devil in this book, and it is epic. I can't even. He goes on a murder spree. He kills basically the organization. He goes after the full organization that his business partner stole the drugs from. Because they killed his family, right? They killed his family, then they killed his partner. He's got nothing left. What's he got left to lose? So I mean, he decks out his entire suit in body armor. It's like all black, and his helmet, like his Chicken Devil thing, his Chicken Devil mask is the only thing that's exposed, but it's kind of like fucked up a little bit. So like there's like feathers sticking out, and he's got this fucking gun, and he's like, let's go. And so he, like, this group is having a party, like this cartel is having a party at a trampoline park. And he convinces them that he's one of the guys that he ends up killing, that took him from the scene. And he booby traps the trampoline park before they get there. And he basically like calls the main guy and is like, hey, you're fucking dead. And he's like, you don't even know who the fuck you're talking to. Like, I'm the boss. You don't even know what pain means. Like, shut the fuck up. You killed my family. You killed my business partner. I've got nothing left to live for. You're gonna die. And he's like, what are you talking about? And then the cartel guy hears a beeping. And so like there's a ball pit at the trampoline park, and they're like, it's in there. And they look, and half the crew and him are looking, and as they find out, it's a chicken fryer that's been modded to be a bomb. And it fucking boom blows up, kills like everybody in the building. He thinks he's won, and he takes the night, and then he gets a phone call from the main cartel guy, and he's still alive.
Oh,
but
shit.
he's like burned to shit. Like there's like shrapnel in his face, and he's like, you don't fucking know pain. And then the guy's like, no, listen, I will kill you. Like, I don't care. I will find you, and I will kill you. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, that's the hook. Then the last page happens, and I'm not going to tell you what happens on the last page because you need to read it. But I did not, nobody in chat spoil it, did not see that coming. Like, draw dropping is what I will say. Draw dropping. This, I'm telling you now, the series isn't even done. This is in my top 10. When we do our video, this is in the top 10 books of the year, and it's at the very end of the year, but I don't care. Chicken Devil is an amazing book. You need to go read it if you're not reading it. Cartel guy looks like a traditional villain now, and it is dope. Yeah, like he looks like a DC Marvel villain. Like he's burnt to fuck. Yeah, yeah. That end though, dude. It is. I was literally reading. I was like, oh shit! Like multiple oh shit moments in this book, and then I got to the end, and I was like, oh shit! Like, wait, what? Like total. Like hook, line, and sinker. Didn't see it coming. Really good. So yeah, this is, the artwork's fantastic. The writing's fantastic. That's why this is my pick of the week.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for us tonight. It's a little bit of a shorter episode. We usually go about an hour 20 minutes, but we didn't have that many books. Also, we started a little late, but we appreciate everybody that came and watched the show live, and we enjoyed y'all being here. Obviously, if you're watching this as a past episode, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, give us a like. I know that's a lot to do, but it's just 3 clicks. Click, 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 and you're done. Because we want your support. We need your support. Again, comment down below if you're watching this as a past episode. What did you read this week? What was your pick of the week? What are you looking forward to next week? We will see you guys next Wednesday. December 29th.
29th.
29th, I did it. And we will have a new comic book day video, and then again, it'll be remain to be seen. We'll let you know on the Wednesday video if we have a live show next Sunday, because it will be the day after. It'll be New Year's Day, it'll be the second day of the New Year. So yeah, because Saturday is New Year's Day, so we'll probably have an episode, but we'll let you know for sure on Wednesday's episode. So make sure to watch that video. And as always, guys, read more comics. We'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.